So what we're going to do here is I wanted to show you some of the tools that we have available to us and some of the software that we talked about in the other room that can really help our customers. So what I'm going to do is take you through a couple of them here. And so the first one is that data collection agent that I referred to. And what that is it's something that we just load on the network, and it kind of collects the data of, devices, what devices are out there on your network. You'd be surprised how many people have no idea all of the devices they have out there. They have an idea, and then usually when we plug this in, it's a lot more. So it's kind of surprising and gives them information they've never had before. Okay, so you can see up here, what I want to show you is the device view, and what that means is these are all basically your print devices on your network. It actually picks up some other whoa. Okay, so we're going to click on City of Arlington here. Okay, so this is something that somebody could look at just a quick glance, first thing in the morning, let's say, and it will show you which devices are fine, which need some, something to be done to them. Here you've got a red one down here, so you would obviously, want to go to that one. You could just click on the device, kind of find out what's going on with it. So this pulls up the information about the device. It gives you, what it is, what the IP address is. This status is low toner, and so you can see down here how much. So the black on this is way down at 3%, and that's why it's showing a low toner. So what a person who's managing this can do is actually this is tied into the network, and this actually sends us a notification that toner needs to be ordered, and that happens automatically. With this device, with a data collection agent installed, customers like I have Keller Independent School District, and they love the fact that they did not have to manage toner, because all the schools, they don't have time to really mess with that. They loved it when they were with Xerox previously, when we told them you don't have to order toner. It will ship to you automatically to where the device is located. They loved that. The other thing they loved is that Keller ISD loved is the fact that they don't have to do meter reads, because with Xerox, once a month, they'd have to go and check the device for what the meter is and then report that to Xerox, and that was just a real pain for them. And if they didn't do it, then Xerox estimated billing, and that is not very accurate. So with having this installed, it does it automatically because it's on the network. It tells us what the volume is, and so it makes for much more accurate billing because there's no human intervention. So you can see how this would make it very useful to know what's going on with your device. So that's one thing. Now, I also mentioned that HP, Samsung, Canon, they all have their own devices as well that look at a device level, and it does a little bit different stuff than what the data collection agent is. So I'm going to show you WebJet Admin, which is the HP tool. And this is actually because HP has such a large market share for printing that HP tends to be the one that has the most robust tool to manage devices. So that's why I'm going to show you this one. But I would say a very high percentage of people use WebJet Admin to manage their devices. Not only manages HP devices, it also helps kind of like the data collection agent, where you can see other devices that aren't HP on your network, and even some locally connected devices. Now the thing is, you can see more on the HP equipment because this was designed for that equipment. But like for instance, if it's a non-HP product, then you can probably see it, but maybe you can't remotely manage it or something like that. So you can see again, this is kind of similar to the data collection agent where it shows you red and green and all of that. And this shows all of the devices on this Dallas office. So this can be customized. An IT person can use this tool to group, like we've grouped here, our Austin office, our Dallas office, and it shows you everything very quickly at a glance, what's going on in these different offices. So the other really nice thing about this tool is that you can configure devices remotely. I've got a great example about College Station Independent School District. They're, what, a couple hours away from here, and we have remote access to their devices. So one of the things that they did is they changed their Exchange server, and their scanning no longer worked on their devices. So they were getting all these calls from the different schools saying they couldn't scan. Well, instead of their IT person having to go out to every single different location for like 50 devices, they just called us. We remoted into their server overnight, and in about 6 clicks, we reconfigured all of their 50 devices, and the next morning when they came in, they were good to go, because all that needed to be changed was something because they had changed their Exchange server. But my point is, in 6 clicks, it was taken care of overnight while no one was there, and they were up and running again when they got in first thing the next morning. Whereas without that tool and without that ability, they would have had, their IT person would have to spend basically a whole day at least going to every single device and making that change. So you can now see how that really will benefit their IT people in freeing up their time, when you can take basically a day, day and a half, and take it down to about 5 minutes. Another example is Fossil, which is here in Dallas. They pay a lady to, this is all she does. She manages this, their fleet, by looking at this and taking care of issues before the end users even know about it. So, you know, anything like low toner, low paper, paper jam, all those things, by using this device, this tool, she can go and take care of all those things so that they, their end users are not inconvenienced in any way. They would rather pay one person to do that than to have all the individual users having to mess with that kind of thing. So, a very powerful tool. And that's just a snapshot of what it does. I mean, it does tons of things, but we could take all day, you know, on that one tool alone. So now, one thing I want to show you is one of the software packages that really helps with security and cost savings by not having, when you hit file print, not having something print out automatically, and I'll explain that. But what I want to do here is I want to print a document. So I'm just going to take any document here. In this case, it's going to be an invoice. And when you hit file print like you normally would, instead of printing to an individual device where you have to have the individual device print driver and everything, we're actually going to print to a server. So the benefit of printing to a server as opposed to an individual device is, one, you don't have to manage all those individual print drivers. Your IT department doesn't have to do that. The other thing is, if it goes to a server, that means that the person can go up to any device that is enabled and pull down their job. So if because it's not on the machine, it's on a server. And so what that means is that if you're in say a school where one machine is down or it's being heavily used or whatever, you can go to another device and retrieve your job without having to go back to your computer and reprint it. So not only does that save money with not having multiple jobs printed at different locations, and then when one machine gets fixed, you know how they all print out and then get thrown away because they've already reprinted to a different device. So that alleviates all of that waste. So let's walk over to the device here and I'll show you how